feeling like it was about to.
Oh.
Like, you know when the muscles like flex and it feels weird? So that...
Siri, play Despacito 10 hours. Bass boosted.
Well, that's how we know the clip started.
Alright, let's get started. Okay.
Take one.
You suck. I'm not part of the loser squad.
You didn't
What?
do
I'm not part of the loser squad.
Oh, you're not!
Oh my gosh, your other half.
Oh, yeah, it's your... We still ship it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Duh. That will never end.
Oh, my
That will end when this campaign ends. And even past that.
God.
Are we waiting for Levi?
Yeah, I need to do the take one.
Okay.
Or else it's not legit. Hey, Leviticus.
You got 2/3.
Take one.
No!
No! Do again!
There's 2 distinct claps.
And take.
No!
Oh my god. Okay, you say take one.
Take one.
There you go.
Perfect.
Have fun editing that.
That's not me. That's Nate.
Nate, have fun editing that.
Okay.
Alright.
We actually
Ready?
gonna start
Now
now.
we're ready? Alright, guys. Welcome to Ithalian After Hours, where we're going to be talking about what happened in the last session and pretty much all things D&D. So today I have quite a few people here, but only questions for a few. So let's get started. The person that's doing our sound is actually supposed to be in this, so
I'm still here.
He's still here. He's just...
he's multitasking. He's doing all the good things. All right. So actually, the first question is for both of you.
Nope. This is a group effort.
Okay. So, guys, last session.
Yeah.
It was long and I don't even have any more
It
other
was also pretty
adjectives.
lengthy.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have any more other adjectives to describe this. It was kind of... It was definitely not what I was expecting, but
For real.
yeah.
I was happy with it.
I was very happy with it. It went from fighting gnolls to destroying a cult, but
Yeah, but I mean,
that's where the fun comes
at
from.
least we get paid in the end, right?
You know, like what, 100 something silver?
At the end of the day.
Hopefully.
It's like, what did you guys do when you're down there? Well, let me tell you.
We took down a cult.
We think we took down the cult.
We
Yeah.
fought some gnolls, found some boomsticks, fought more gnolls, and stopped
No,
the
no,
portal.
no, they don't know about the boomsticks.
No boomstick telling?
No.
No boomsticks.
Because what's going to happen is the people in the mines who need those are going to be like, hey, where'd our boomsticks go?
happen?
We just
But
blame it
we
on the
can't-
gnolls.
And we
killed
blame it on the
them.
gnolls. I mean, I won't. I have a 9 to my charisma. I won't. You can.
What is your charisma?
Good.
I think I have higher charisma than you do.
I would assume everyone does. I rolled terrible. I have 2 9s and a 10.
So besides it being long, what did you guys think of the last session?
I'm trying to give myself a brain recap.
It was kind of a roller coaster of panic because it was like, we have things to do. Yes! We're going into mine. Gnolls. Stronger gnoll. No.
Cool.
People start dying. This is really bad.
Pretty much.
And then we found boomsticks, and it just kept getting better from there.
So it's our
Exactly.
cleric.
And then like half of us thought we were gonna die, and then but you know we were just like
We had a great cleric.
for real.
Cleric.
You saved my ass too, and I'm the other cleric. So yeah, props to you.
When I started this, I was fully understanding that I would most likely be the healer of the group. So
I'm planning on healing. I just got
Just yourself, though,
I
right?
got caught up in a. I revived someone. I revived you. I revived Dustin, I think.
I mainly kept people from dying once I ran out of healing spells.
Yeah, for real.
So, what did y'all feel about what you saw in the mine? Like, literally everything from the gnolls to the cult to the boomsticks?
I kind of wish I could get a bit more time to
Invest-
understand and investigate whatever ritual they're doing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for
So-
real.
Because
We had to stop it though.
from a player's standpoint, I think something like that may pop up again. So to have a better understanding now would allow us to be able to better combat it later.
Well, there's always next time. We'll just do some more
Next time we
investigation.
see a cult.
Yeah, I mean, we still have like the thingy, like what was it called? The flesh fall? Is that what Liam called it?
I do not remember what he called it.
The thing that he linked out of like the portal thing.
Yeah, I do not remember.
Oh, the heart.
Yeah, that's what it's
The
called.
heart. You know what? I was a little bummed out that we killed that one guy. When Dathan killed the last guy, I was like, don't kill him because we can ask him questions like what the heck that portal was and what they were doing with it. But he killed him, so that's a little too late.
Well,
There's only one person in the party that knows how to communicate with them, and I don't think he's intimidating enough to get the
and he was
answers we
like
want.
60 feet away, hiding in a corner.
That's true.
So Noel's gonna be intimidated by the guy that ran away and laid on the ground.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. He literally, says, I
He
go
left-
prone.
He left his son.
Well, he kind of just lets him do whatever.
His son was like fighting. He was like, I think it was like next to me.
Yeah.
And then I run 50 feet away.
He chases him up the stairs.
Go over. There's just this kid next to me watching his father abandon him.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Oh. I know Liam's not even here to defend himself on that one.
He can't defend himself. He's a pussy.
He doesn't have a good enough constitution to.
Exactly.
That's when they'll sneeze on him and he'll be out.
Yep.
Okay. So, kind of next question having to do with in the mind. So, what did y'all think when a shape-shifting orc just popped itself out and just started destroying things?
I think the funny thing is no one really asked him. I asked him like 3 times like who he was and what he was doing there.
Mhm.
He never responded, and everyone was okay with that. Which was weird. I was trying to like figure out who he was because, you know, I know who he is, but in game I have no idea. That was just a random dude who said he was trapped in a room who started killing the same people as us. Didn't say a thing and just dipped.
just follows us and...
If I can add something right quick, to be fair though, he was in the middle of a conversation with Jaren when you were asking him who he was and what he was doing there, so he probably didn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
I asked him like 4 times. I feel like everyone else asked him too.
I did.
I did.
I figure I've seen stranger things most likely, so an orc that just flies out of an office and tackles a null off a ledge. Not the strangest thing I've seen, and not the strangest thing I'm going to see.
Love
So
that.
just brush it aside.
You're like, it's fine.
Let him do
as-
what he wants as long as he doesn't hurt us.
Yeah.
For
As
real.
long as he's on supposedly our side. But what'd you guys think of like the shape-shifting aspect of it? Like, speaking for myself, I've never seen a shape-shifting orc before, but...
It was really cool. And then that's an archetype of barbarian, correct?
It's a rework I did, actually, because the Beast Barbarian, their 3rd and 6th level stuff that they get, you can possibly get around that stuff by just choosing Simic Hybrid as your race. And if you can beat half of your archetype abilities by choosing a race, it's a little bit lame. So just did a rework where you can change into a challenge riding beasts level 1. And although you share the same health pool, so there isn't like back and forth, there is the druid thing where you take its physical aspect, so strength, con, dex.
Yep.
But you keep your
yours.
wisdom, intelligence, charisma.
Awesome.
And he keeps his abilities as a barbarian. So he can still rage, he can get rage damage, he can go reckless.
Insane.
You guys know what I just realized? I never did introductions. I just said that I had a lot of people here, but I didn't exactly tell which people I had.
We'll figure it out.
So, since we're 2 questions in already, let's just do that. Just say who's here.
I'm Nick and I play
There you
Kel.
go.
I'm Lane and I play Cedric.
And then we have Levi here, who plays Dathan, Nate, who plays Coil, and then we have our DM with us as well. But we have mainly
Not forget
questions.
the lovely Amy Asaka.
Yes, who is your host that does not do well, but we're getting through it.
We'll get there
Alright,
eventually.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on. So Kelsion or Kel, as you prefer.
Shorter.
Yeah. Right. What were your thoughts about kind of seeing your friend Dathan kind of hold himself up and not lose control. Because, I mean, like, your character and his character have gone through him and his struggles of not losing control and trying not to, or trying to prevent it, but what did it feel like actually seeing him succeed and be like, fine?
It's kind of a confidence booster that now he has control, so that's now a tool that can be used for good, not a thing to be feared.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, it's just like good, but because we don't have any experience of being able to control it, we don't know what the extent of being able to put it to its full use.
So that's more of a conversation that y'all are probably going to have with each other.
Most likely.
But is it kind of like a relief for you almost to be like, okay, I don't have to kind of babysit him through this entire thing, or just kind of going to do what you continue to do, or kind of what's that?
It's a bit of a relief knowing that he does now have control, but the only thing I don't know is, does he have full control? So is there a chance of him losing control at some point?
Mm-hmm.
I'm most likely going to stay cautious because of that one question until we can guarantee that it is full control over that power.
That makes sense. I mean, that was a huge thing, because I mean, even in the previous session, it was just pretty much watching him and not trusting him to lose control. But excuse me, in this next one, he is fine. Anyway, the next question is for Dathan. Levi.
Come on, get over here.
Join in.
And
Fine.
for you as well,
that's
Calcium.
Scary.
I ship it.
The answer is yes.
So kind of just about, you guys are each other's best friends, obviously. You guys have gone through so much together. I mean, your characters are, pretty much joined at the hip. So, kind of...
It's 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Whoops.
Thank you.
Blaine's losing his mind over here. He saw one meme and became unglued.
Why are you distracting him?
All right.
You know.
Reread it.
So, what are your two guys' thoughts about how the other is doing, or are you guys going to, in this upcoming session, kind of talk to each other about what's happening and kind of talk on that?
Well, to be fair, the only real progress, in my opinion, that has been made in terms of any sort of improvements or character has been a bit more towards Dathan, with this main discovery of being able to control his power, whereas Kelsian hasn't gone through anything life-changing yet. So there hasn't been much progression for his character to talk about.
I mean, are we going to be able to see kind of more of you, more of your backstory or background? Because honestly, I was thinking about this, and I think we were talking about the other day about how at least Saga hasn't talked to you pretty much at all, and neither has the other characters. I think I'm you, Dathan,
The
and
only
Calcion.
talking to me has been trying to attack me.
Exactly, but that's just kind of the thought of you guys, we haven't really seen much. We've seen a lot of your backstory a little bit, or your things that you're going through, but we haven't really seen any of yours.
We've seen your curse.
Yeah, we've seen your curse,
Yeah,
not
we've seen
everything.
what Dathan can do, but not exactly backstory or anything.
No.
Haven't shared any of that yet.
No, that's true.
In terms of Kel, I both want to see. I eventually hope to see sort of his backstory brought out later in the campaign. Yet simultaneously, I am terrified for that backstory to appear, because it is going to be a club wrapped in barbed wire.
I have more of a question is when it comes to your guys' conversation is talking more about the situation of the group you're in. Is there any plans on you two conversing on what you guys feel or think? Because this is still it's been a couple of weeks, but the conversations have been slim amongst those who don't really trust each other. So are you two kind of going to have a powwow of how you feel about the group so far and thinking about like either booting it out or what?
I mean, still probably questioning why there's a small child on the battlefield.
That's for Snake Man to explain.
Yes, that is for Snake Man.
But at this point, I would say that Kel at least trusts the group, and I guess after we get through the 2 jobs we've been currently assigned in this city, just sort of seeing how the team functions together during certain stress situations. I know we've been through a couple combats, the whole major situation, and then the whole ride over here, but there hasn't been really too much on. It's all been sort of, this can get done exactly this way. Whereas I think with this arsonist, if we do try to pursue it, it will sort of bring out how different people sort of think and respond to certain situations. So it'll be sort of a way to judge on how close is Kel to the group in terms of how much do they trust on what would like his ideas and what he would say, and then for him to get an equal judgment on everyone else.
Okay.
If that explains it.
Yes,
'cause
yeah.
I know that is logical in my head, but I am terrible at explaining certain
Kind of
things.
comparing notes once this is all
Yeah.
over, so for the moment.
It's kind of strange to think that. I mean, this is only our 5th session,
5th.
and it feels like forever.
Mm-hmm.
But in the game, it's only been about like a week.
I barely know all of you people.
No, it's been several weeks.
Several
It's
weeks.
been a few weeks because we
Really?
traveled for about a week now.
That's what I mean, like
It was
traveling.
2 weeks travel to Kroldyk.
Yeah.
From where you were.
Or 2 weeks. 1 to 2
And
weeks.
isn't it? How long is it going to be from Kroldyk to Ripton?
Another about 3 weeks or so. Yeah, from one end of the island to the other, it's about a month and a half, 2 months, depending on your route of travel.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, you guys were almost at the northern point by the time that you were picked up by Lux's caravan. So
It also depends if we stay with Lux's caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know as a player there's things happening, but there was things happening between Lux and Sokka, but I know that has not been brought to light as a character, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting-
Sokka has yet
to be-
to
We're
tell
still
the
all in
difference.
the
interesting to
dark.
see how that plays
Well,
out.
Last
Will it be a
session, we didn't have
blindside, or
time.
will it be actually spoken to beforehand?
I wasn't at the last beginning of last session,
Mhm.
and I feel like that would have been an appropriate time, but I came in the middle of the fight, so it will. I promise. It'll get said.
Well, no, you didn't show up quite at the fight. You showed up
At the-
before you entered the mines.
Yeah.
Because you were there for the stealth at the beginning.
okay, I showed
And a
up at the
bit
beginning
bigger.
of it.
Yeah. You were standing outside the tavern, I believe.
Mhm.
I do have a question for Kelsion.
Oh no.
What is your plan for getting a pass of casting?
Well,
Because Nacella, as far as you saw,
yeah.
noticed that you were armed and so didn't really expect a caster from you,
Yeah.
but suspected Care. And so,
I think
are you going to just beat up Care and take his from him? Or
no, I'm not going to be that mean.
I will.
I think as Kara goes to get his pass, I might try to approach Estella at the same time and sort of explain the situation that I'm in and see if I can get a pass also.
not get shot in the head?
If not, I'll lay low until we get to the next city where there is an apothecary.
Did Care get a pass?
He has the promise of getting a pass.
How'd that happen?
If I remember correctly, the promise of getting a pass will be fulfilled upon
Finding the arsonist.
fighting the arsonist, right?
Bringing him back alive.
Yeah.
So,
Sokka.
don't look at me like that. So, how do you guys have any ideas of kind of like how we're gonna figure out the arsonist.
Well, we kind of. I think the whole like doesn't go out until night is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
We got enough people with dark vision, and as far as my understanding, I think all the guards were, or at least the guards we saw were, I believe, human. Correct?
Most of them seemed human race, or sometimes half elf, because some of them seemed a bit thinner built or more elegant.
Cedric will be as
So,
sneaky as
But
possible.
you're really judging race by chin
Yeah,
poking out of it.
Just very.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like from at least stats standpoint, I know dark vision isn't the best in terms of.
Well, it's also an
humans.
entire town you have to kind of cover.
So, I think I think most of our group has at least some form of dark vision.
I don't think there's a member of this team that doesn't have dark vision.
Are there like guard towers?
No.
There are no guard towers.
This place has a wooden fence of a wall that rises a little over 12 feet
Is the
tall.
wall like?
There
Could
is
I
no-
walk on top of it?
No. It is.
You're
it
gonna
is
play
a
a balancing
fence.
act if you do.
It is a fence that has somewhat sharpened tips.
I will use my +0 dex to my.
Yeah, but I think
If I could just get like height and like we
Yeah.
could just like figure out how to do that and have like just
well, in
wash
terms of
around
height, I think Tear is going to be our best option with kindness.
with kindness.
Being able
Oh.
to transform that into an owl, that's going to
Yeah.
be
It was a very smart
a
move
very
that
big
he
help.
threw kindness out in front and let him scan that area.
I mean, if he didn't, boomsticks were a good option.
Oh my lord.
Mm,
We didn't have to use
died.
them,
we
but
would have died.
We would have died. We would have
You
blown
would've.
ourselves.
I would have ran.
Oh,
Chuck and
are
run.
you gonna tell us like stats for them or just?
Oh,
their
absolutely
boobs?
not. I'm just gonna let you throw them, and then I'm going to do what I do.
How much damage?
I'm
do
okay
you
with
think?
that.
Use the boomstick.
You want to guess on damage?
I'll give you one guess each, and if you get it right, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna be like cold or warm. I will just
If-
tell you right or wrong.
if I had to take a guess, I would say.
I feel like it's not that.
But on the other hand, it's dynamite. I know
For
it
real.
seems more like of an improv type dynamite from the description.
It's mining dynamite, so it's made to like.
Okay, that's actually a legitimate question. Did you know that it was dynamite when I was describing it, and you, as Kelsian, were just playing dumb as you didn't recognize it, or did
I-
you just actually? Did Nick not understand?
I
He was holding
understood-
dynamite.
As a player, I understood it was dynamite.
Okay, that's what my
because I
question
could.
was.
I drew
Because
it
you were
from the
asking me
surroundings.
questions about it. I'm like, maybe I'm not.
But
being
no, I
descriptive
wanted to
enough.
try to.
Yeah.
I wanted to play as Kelsian.
Mm-hmm.
He's not from a mining town.
Nope.
He's
No, Dropslish
He's
has
him.
like little to no
Yeah.
mining town, and
Mm.
even
So-
you being a traveler wouldn't
Yeah.
have seen it.
I don't
things
wanna-
like dynamite are completely new to him.
Hare's reaction was so
Just
perfect.
ran.
Because he has a very high intelligence, and from where he grew up, he would know what it is.
Yeah.
So as soon as I said he's holding dynamite, I think Liam got flashbacks of being blown up about 4 times from everyone else. So Coil and him running for the entrance was pretty great.
But
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you played it very
I
well.
understood it was dynamite.
Hmm.
Kelsian could guess that it probably explodes.
Yeah.
So boomstick.
Cedric has no idea what it does.
You guys want to guess for damage?
I'm
I would-
going to guess it may be 1 or 2 levels above Fireball, but that's being hopeful in terms of damage.
I was gonna
say
go-
at least
So
half the
D10.
damage of-
I was
I
gonna
think
go.
so.
I was gonna say 2d10.
Wrong.
3d6.
Wrong.
I was gonna say 46.
So it's not.
Wrong.
So it's not the default for dynamite. It's something homebrew.
Well, yeah, boomstick, not dynamite.
Then it might be more than 2d10. I thought 2d10 was a really like
See, I was thinking 4.
40
But that's being optimistic.
Am I allowed to have another guess?
It's not 40-10, but that in my mind would instant kill all of you. Because if even one of those misfired in that tunnel,
Did you say
all of the
I said
menagerie becomes
3d6,
pasted
3d6.
against the tunnel wall.
one more guess? 3d8.
3d8? No.
48.
No, you already had your guess.
It's
Can
fine.
I-
It's
Can I
fine.
at least ask who was the closest out of all the guesses? Okay. So at least I have a
He said
rough estimate on
46,
where
right?
it's going to be.
Okay.
I'm probably like 5 or
It's probably 5 or 66.
Mhm.
Dang.
It's instant kill. No matter your health.
Depending on rolls, you guys could probably eliminate yourselves or your teammates on accident by those things.
oh, have one sword.
Only one way to find out. Hey, we got a new session coming up.
Yeah.
I have one hidden.
Time to find the
You have
arsonist.
one hidden.
No, what? No,
You have
didn't
one
even-
hidden.
We both have 2 and he has 2, right?
No.
But
We have
you
6
If you
There
want
are
to pat
6
me
total.
down,
We have
then,
6 total.
You know,
Sokka would love to pat you down.
ooh, woo.
No, no, not that
Don't
way.
say
Don't
ooh.
say that.
Concerning Sokka would
No.
probably just snap.
I ship it.
Heck no.
I ship it.
I mean,
I do too.
You said it.
I didn't read it like that.
Kelsion and Dafton who?
New scandal.
It's gonna be on the cover of.
I hate this group.
What was your guys' thoughts on the flesh sack that brought forth the portal?
I don't know how much I looked at it.
I didn't see it
Personally?
so I don't care.
By the way, how big of the dip was the edge of the cliff to the bottom?
You mean the pit in the
Yeah.
center? It was a 20-foot drop.
Oh.
About that. 25 feet.
Okay,
So-
so
I don't think Kelsion actually ever, at least within session,
No,
I
I
don't
don't think
believe he
any
ever
of you
actually
guys besides
seen it.
Care laid his eyes
Yeah,
upon it, but he
you'll-
did
you'll-
inform the team that something along the
Yeah.
lines of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you guys did
I'm
see
like,
the
yep,
flesh
nope.
sack. Because the orc pulled it up
That's
and
right.
walked up with you, and the thing was just laying open with a web of veins connecting
right.
the dangling heart to it.
mhm.
it's weird, it's gross. I don't know exactly how to respond to flesh sack opening portal. There's not really a standard way to react to that. So I guess maybe take it in stride and then move on and try to get the image out of my head so I don't have nightmares. And go from there.
So pretty much what you always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better move on. No use in.
And the nightmare vulture.
That thing was
I have
cool.
questions in terms of some campaign 1 characters would like to ask some questions, but it's terrifying for Cal because,
It was just a bird.
but still, it's a
Just say it because it's a bird.
It was.
it's a bird that had a sword that
It
hurt.
put you under fear, I believe, for even like half a round, correct?
It was a scary bird.
Yeah, not even for a full round because
That's what I'm saying. It was like
yeah.
half a round before it got broke, but
Yeah, because I went right after and just immediately broke it.
would have been bad if it got its 3 hits on you.
Yeah,
I don't think I would have rolled the max damage each time, but that still roughed you up. even
my
with a single hit.
shield has been my saving grace.
Listen, most of the fights that the menagerie has encountered so far has been Kelsion hiding behind his shield while casting spells.
I didn't get to use my reaction once the entire session.
No, you
You're like,
haven't.
"Hit
You
me."
have an AC of 20, and we are in the beginning of a campaign. Not much is going to be hitting you.
Sucks, man. I know.
I wouldn't be complaining too much.
I know. I was
You are
asking.
decently.
you could
tanky
be
cleric,
care.
but you
I
can
know.
be hit like all the time.
I was asking about that dip in the session because
Care
my.
was so. I didn't. The one attack I rolled on him was a natural 20, and he was just instant out. He was just out on the ground.
Oh no, somebody killed Old Man Jenkins.
My backup plan was to get a bunch of them because there were like 3 or 4 I could have hit, but I was gonna use my last second level to Thunder Wave and just push them back into the pit.
Yeah.
That was my backup plan, but I didn't realize it was.
Would have been an extra 2d6.
So the last question I actually have, and have too many, it's my own fault, was to you. Kind of
Ooh.
speaking on that, how you're just like, hit me? No. But the 2 fights, in the first fight, you kind of...
I didn't do anything.
You didn't, you
I didn't
you
do
tried.
anything.
You tried.
What?
You really
You
did.
took one of them out.
I killed one. I saved him.
You danced with one for quite a while. It was a game of AC.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about in the second fight? It's like you go from the first fight to not really do it to second fight. You destroying almost everything.
Well, second fight, I had a hunch we were gonna have another fight, so I saved
Yeah.
my spells. And I didn't. I only used 1 first level in the first fight,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was pretty much just using my weapon, even though I suck with it, because I need better strength.
At least you can deal damage.
But yeah, I knew that we were gonna have a better. I had a hunch that we were gonna have another fight, and so I was like, you know what? Let's just go all in. I saved my Channel Divinity. I had second levels now, so as we level up, I had spells ready, and the spell I was able to choose Shatter was just like a perfect spell for the situation we were in. And the fact, it gave me the ability to hit them all at once for, a decent amount of damage.
29 was those guys.
Only decent.
Most of those gnolls the minions had like a max HP of like 33, 34.
Okay.
29 left them at death's door.
Mhm.
Should they fail, that was pretty much an almost instant kill.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that, I got to do that, I got to do it twice.
Yeah.
And I was able to not be right in the fray, but...
Your second channel divinity ain't gonna be fun.
Yeah. I'd love Tempest.
It'll be fun for the rest of the party, not for the DM.
Horizon 9 damage max.
Dude, the fact
One
is,
attack.
like, even in half damage, like, oh my gosh, that was insane.
Yeah.
I was very happy with what it turned out to be. I had this plan. I was like, all right, I'm going to save my Shield Divinity for, whatever spell I had. I think I was going to have to do a Thunder Wave.
Mm-hmm. It was like 15, 16 damage for half, and that was also insane.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
That was still like half of their health.
It worked out really well.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
Cedric
like
must have been very
29
happy
and
with
then
himself.
half,
Yeah.
17 or something like that.
17 would make it 34, so no.
Okay. So it was, I remember it being something weird like that.
I don't
for some
remember.
reason.
That was his second shatter, which was 19 damage.
Oh.
Down to 9.5,
Yeah.
down to 10, something like that.
Yeah. But hey, it all
Must
worked
have
out.
showed then.
How does that compare, if I can ask, to like how is Cedric feeling in between, like the powerlessness or the
Mhm.
weakness that comes from the vision,
Yeah.
and then the literally channeling the divine power?
Yeah,
of
I
Yethen
mean,
in a single blow. Like,
he
what's the compare contrast of feelings?
So after the vision, he was very just like shaken, and like going back to that day specifically where he had that vision and got found by the people that are trying to murder him in the same day. It was a really rough day for him, and the fact that he had some time, he was as much as he could, he was thinking a lot.
Mhm.
And I tried to play it like kind of be, all right, he's feeling better, he's gonna try to take this as tactfully as he can.
Mhm.
And I think it worked out, and I think he's feeling pretty good after this fight.
Yeah, like holy crap.
He's feeling pretty good, and he knows now that he has an ally in Kelsey.
If anything, this fight showed me that you guys are ready for a higher form of combat.
No, we
No.
don't. Keep it this way. This is fine.
Look, the
Three
first
got
fight
knocked
you
out.
guys, well, yeah, but that was in the first fight where
Yeah.
you guys one by one walked up to the Reaver like, oh, this guy's gonna be nothing, and then just kept getting hit, and would not hit him back in return. And he literally had an AC boost of just 2 in comparison to the others.
I mean, +5, man.
No, yeah, I know. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying, like, the first fight, like, it was decently rough, and I was actually starting to get worried because
I wasn't gonna
the Reaver was just getting hits.
No, I used
What?
2 first levels.
Uh,
I used Inflict Wounds on the one that I was fighting.
You used Inflict Wounds on the Eldritch Vulture as well, but it did half damage.
Yeah, so those are and then I Cure Wounds. Yeah, I remember. I'm
No problem.
It's starting to come back. I was tired that day.
Yeah, you guys were. I was trying to hold the ship together because 2 of you guys were walking around in circles and then asking, I think, Liam for coffee.
He didn't have any.
No, he didn't.
He left. He left me in my most vulnerable.
Yeah,
Caffeineless,
no, but walking into the second fight, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, the
Like,
second fight
not
was.
only was 29 damage put out on several targets immediately, the 2 barbarians were out on people along with the
Whoa.
blood hunter. Like, it was just open fire.
Well, I'm doing a whole different class, so
Yeah.
I did a Pact of the Tome Warlock last campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And so going from Warlock to Cleric was so interesting, and I already like Cleric more.
Cleric is a very, very
I'm having
fun
a lot of
class.
fun playing a Cleric.
I just realized that. Both our warlocks from last campaign turned
Oh, no.
clerics.
Oh my gosh.
For real, alright.
Later down the road, both of you have told me in the group and then just by yourselves that you guys are down the road planning on doing warlocks. So I'm waiting for
Yeah, I'm gonna
for
do
you guys to pair it up once again.
Now
Like,
that I
you this,
know-
I'm going back to warlock.
Because here's the thing: when I made Caiaphas, I didn't know how to play this game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why Pact of the Tome sucks, and I know that now.
Pact of
No,
the
it does
Tome-
not.
Yeah,
It worked for me.
I got 0 tomes in the entire campaign.
they were around. You just
Yeah.
needed to go look for them.
It's
I had
fine.
placed them around everywhere, and you found one.
Yeah.
You
That's
actually
true.
found one.
I found
within-
the Earth one, right?
You found
Colossus
the one
one.
of
The
Queta.
Yes. Okay.
Tome of Queta.
So okay. I just now that I know, I'm gonna be. I would feel much better with hex, with hexes and hex blades. I know that I would be much better with that now.
Your style of play, as far as I've seen, you'd probably do best with a Pact of the Blade. And you did fine with Pact of the Tongue. You made that work for you.
It's because I had Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
And
The one and only spell you use.
oh, absolutely.
Pact of the Chain's also a pretty decent one, but
I mean,
there's merit to all three.
I already know my next character after.
Is campaign 3
Cedric.
just going to be all warlocks?
No.
Yeah.
And
Because
so
I was planning on playing a
that means you
warlock.
need to, that means you need to
Play
do the
one
same
too.
class as me next campaign.
Well, unless you're planning on going an artificer or a barbarian, that's a no can do.
Yikes!
What are you trying to do?
I have to
so
break it up.
I'm putting money down on who not actually putting money down, but taking
Oh,
a
no.
guess. Yeah, taking a guess. I feel like because this campaign is probably going to run longer than campaign 1,
Yeah.
so it's going to be running longer than probably roughly 2 years because we were almost there with campaign 1.
Yeah. But that's with all like the breaks we had to take and stuff. Because
Sure, but even then, like this campaign is probably going to be a longer one.
Yeah.
because you guys have so many different facets as characters, and then I'm trying to step it up as a DM, so don't want to rush the ending.
Yeah,
we had
absolutely.
a bit of that for campaign 1, and I left it open ended so we can go back and do one shots later. But with Liam being a wizard for 2.5 years and not having any constitution bonus, so he's just rolling a d6 and adding that to his health, I feel like we may see a barbarian Liam in campaign 3 just because he doesn't want to be knocked out
he could just
by
get
a
a
single
feat
hit or two.
and add. He could just get a feat.
He
and
could
add
get
his column.
tough, that's
He-
true. But
He should get tough.
yeah, I've already talked to him about that, and he's going to be looking at. Well, yeah, but think about it. In this
That's a
homebrew where you're
+2,
putting 2
yeah.
stuff, it's useful considering you were wanting to dump your points into intelligence as a wizard and not constitution. Yeah, I've already been talking to a few people about what they want for their first feats
I
and
will
how
just
they're
tell you,
wanting to put
rest
their
in
2
peace.
points. You're getting Great Weapon Master as
Nope.
far as I know. No? Sentinel? Not Sentinel.
I think I'm just going to
Elemental Adept? Yep, figured. Yeah.
Hey.
Going. Yeah, we're having a lightning version of Zarias.
Hey, I'm okay with it. But
Hey, you think it's fun until I put people who are enemies who have elemental adepts, and then Zarias in campaign 1, who's a fire sorcerer, is like, I'm resistant to fire. I'm like, are you now?
so you said artificer or barb?
I think he was
Artificer or
specifically...
barbarian? Dang,
Phoenix
we gotta work
sorcerer?
something out.
Yeah, Phoenix sorcerer.
Okay.
We gotta
I'd
work.
be down for other ideas, but I want to explore those.
They don't have to
two
be the same,
classes.
but like the same class. Oh, I definitely want to play those too.
Man, I'll say even for this campaign, like I already praise Sokka for being powerful, but I did not realize the fear that can strike a DM's heart than a half-orc barbarian getting a natural 20.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Because even right now, that is
Incredible.
4d6 doubled with your damage bonus, and it's insane.
Didn't you love that?
I think
I think it's amazing.
it made me laugh because she's just like, just 31. Just like, yeah, that's right. What would probably kill almost anyone standing at this table right now? It's just that amount.
I think the reason behind the just before the 31 is we're still used to level 17
I know, like 16.
versions of damage.
Coyle, you were straight up scaring me. I
I
am
think
not.
he scared all of us.
I'm
Oh,
not a
yeah.
DM who likes to pull my punches. I refuse to because I believe it will cheapen a combat. If you're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I'm too scared to do it. But I am scared to kill my characters because I've worked hard on each one of your
Yeah.
characters and have spoken to you so much about. Because campaign 1, it was much more of you guys were just characters and I was building characters around you in the campaign.
Yeah.
But this time you guys came to me with your ideas and different plot points and different aspects and angles. And several of you guys have just like 5 or 6 different pieces of story that's going to be in this campaign alone. And that's 7 of you guys with 6, 7 different angles that your story will be taking throughout the campaign. It's going to be a while. It's going to be crazy.
I'm not very complicated.
And plus, I've threatened...
You have a few facets.
I know, but not as much as others.
Sure, but the thing is that think about Caiaphas, who had like one main road. Now you're
Yeah.
thinking about Cedric, who, just off the top of my head, like we talked about 3 or 4 things
3 or
already.
4, yeah.
And so,
It'll be interesting to
And especially when you start like talking about it and adding to it, you may not have as much as others, but you also have to keep in mind that you also have a lot of roleplay potential with even the ones that you have already.
For real.
I will say, I don't think you've mentioned it, but it is a saying that's true. I heard it from a DM co-worker of mine who says that when you are an adult in a D&D or a parent in a D&D world, your chances of living are cut in half. That is very true, because some of you guys... yeah, it's fun.
The child shall reign victorious.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're a parent in D&D, and your likelihood of living has been cut into half.
Rest in peace, Liam.
But yeah, as I was gonna say though, he's also scared of killing off my character because I've threatened to make a character specifically set up to piss him off as much as possible.
I'm not scared of that.
He's gonna kill us off one
He's
by
scared.
one. Make an
You have to
all-player
realize
squad.
that I really love each and every character you guys make, because it's not only just because I put the effort into it, but seeing you guys grow as D&D characters and as my friends at the table, of growing and role-playing and filling the shoes of these characters little by little through conversation and showing it. I'm such a fan of these characters as you guys want to know more about the story. Like there's a give and take. I am equally as entertained to see in campaign 1 Zenril's gambits and whatever Kelsion's gonna pull out of his butt during combat. Like that's hilarious to see always, and whatever you guys pull as either later down the road, the raging blood hunter that's going to be on the battlefield, the barbarian that's going to be unstoppable. Like, combat's fun, but on top of that, the role playing is amazing.
I love the role playing
I
in this
get-
campaign with these people.
I
I love
get-
it.
So far, the role playing from our last campaign to now
Oh yeah.
is greatly improved.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I tell Amy quite often, but I say I consider myself blessed that you guys are my family. But on top of that, it's you guys have changed in such a way with D&D and how where I first started to where we're at. There is something, and I've discussed with a few of you. Like I just feel like we caught a magic that I've never experienced at a different table or seen before. Like there's just such this vital thing we have. It's just an unsaid thing of the engagement that we'll sometimes have within the stories or sessions. And the interactions that you guys are already having between it. Like seeing one of my favorites so far is Sokka and Kair's conversation.
Yeah.
And hearing like when she woke him up in the middle of the night with a wound last session.
That was good.
Yeah, it was funny, but it also turned into like such a great conversation just between characters.
Yeah.
Because it was just a hard battle hardened survivor against someone else who's a survivor in his own ways of age, just someone who's a bit of a pessimist, and they're both sharing a bit of a bleak worldview and what they believe, or beginning to at least open up a little bit. And then like I said, like she didn't say much, but when Kair called Sokka a friend, Amy said that like she just stares at him very intensely and angrily and walks away. Like just even those small moments, it's so entertaining to see how you guys, because it's not up to me, it's up to you how you wish to handle your character. It's so entertaining to watch those things, and I love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for you guys to see the things I have in store for each and every one of your characters.
No.
No.
I am anticipating it.
Depends on what you mean by that.
You better give him that book, by the way.
Excuse, why do I have to give him the book?
He's a wizard.
Do you not want Sokka to know like a second level spell?
How about the wizard that dies with an arrow shot?
Sokka punches someone in the face and casts Fireball.
I think it's only a second level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah, I'm
so
not
too.
fireball.
And then I can just
Yeah,
see
no.
people that are invisible. I am unstoppable,
Sokka
guys.
casts mirror image.
That's not concentration, is it? No, I believe it is. Oh, actually, no, it's not. It would. I don't think it would make much sense if mirror image was concentration.
I don't believe it is. But that's...
Oh, I may have given Sokka a dangerous weapon.
Oh.
A barbarian I can't even hit. That's a problem.
You're welcome.
That's not a
What's your
problem.
match HP? Oh, I haven't left my max HP since the beginning of this fight. You want to know why? Because there's 4 of me following me.
Whole
Barbarian.
side.
Take a guess at which giant ass half orc you're gonna swing at. Oh, he swung at the wrong one. One of them gets lucky, hits the right one. Still take half damage.
So how mirror image works is that if they are taking an attack, they roll a dice, and if they beat a certain number, it just works. I don't make a save on my end. They just have 4 copies. So, for instance, Kelsion, who's a trickery cleric who has that spell or can get it.
I have it.
Okay, so you have it. So if he casts it and I attack him, at first he just has to be like a 4. So if he rolls and it's above a 4, the person hits his
6.
mirror image. 6. I don't know the number
6,
specifically.
8, then 11.
Yes. And so if another one attacks him, if he rolls past an 8, they hit that. And if he rolls again, he has to beat an 11. If he does, they
And
hit
knowing
that.
his stupid
They-
dice luck.
Mhm.
What do you mean? I have no dice.
What do you mean?
Let's take a look at your
What do
stat
you
sheet,
mean?
Sally.
No.
They are perfectly average.
Average?
I believe, however, if I'm not mistaken, you have to actually decide to roll before you know what it is to hit.
Let me double check the spell.
Want to trade stats with me?
Oh.
You want the 9 charisma?
No, if anyone, Liam has a good reason to be complaining about his stats. He has, I think, 2 or 3 negative stats. I think he is the worst stats.
I have
about
2.
I mean,
everyone.
he goes from bite to
Sure.
what he is now.
I have -2 Constitution. You all can't complain.
My intelligence and charisma are -1, and I have a 0 dex.
I have a -1 and a -2.
I don't know if I have any
But
negative
It's
stats.
it's bad for your bard.
But I have
Your
a
bard
plus
has an
5 wisdom.
okay AC.
To be fair, though, as of last session, I now have +9 to performance and persuasion.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're a bard.
I am baby.
On
and
top
I
of
will-
that, you have
Baby interrogator.
does Jack of all trades come with 3rd level? Or
Third level.
Second.
Second. Understood.
I'm so off.
But that's just 2 things that I'm not.
You're not going to be able to know everything about every class. That's why I try to keep myself. I try to keep myself on because so many people are playing
Yeah.
so many different classes, and even score on what people get overall on some of the big stuff. Jack of all trades can be useful, not an essential in my mind to keep in mind of what level they come at.
To be
But
fair, though.
super useful.
Well, yeah,
down the
because
road.
you get it so early.
Yeah, to be fair, though, you have to keep track of 13 official classes, and each of those branch out into a bunch of different subclasses.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
in terms of
And I'm-
official Wizards of the Coast stuff, I think Cleric has 18 subclasses.
No, they
so-
do. They have a ridiculous amount. And then there's the 2 that are made through Ithalian. The 2
Yeah.
archetypes, Reaver and Morn Knight. So
Have those been brought up yet?
yeah, I
Session?
posted those months ago.
No, I mean like brought up during actual sessions. I mean,
I mean,
Lux is, I believe, more.
yes,
correct?
he is. Like, you guys don't technically know that. He has not
Yeah.
come out and directly said it, but his capabilities are that of a cleric Morn Knight.
okay.
One-shotted him.
Yeah, and then you sliced him down the back.
Wait, you did?
Oh yeah.
By the way,
Remember that.
You have another reason to hate him now.
Well, that's one of the reasons.
Everyone
That's one of the
already
reasons why I
hates
hate
me.
it. Okay.
We had
I
already
don't hate you.
We had already talked to you
Cedric,
about that.
Cedric really likes you.
Good.
Details escape. me.
Cedric really likes you, and
Evidently so. You need to take a bit more notes.
Cedric won't say it to your face. He never will. But Cedric was very offended that you inspired everyone except for him.
I didn't.
I wanted to, but I didn't have.
Hey, how do you
Oh.
think I
Any
feel? I
laughs?
didn't get an inspiration.
That is true. Us clerics, man.
We're just
They
too
don't
good.
count.
We don't need it.
It's quite a shame. I probably would have hit on one of my freaking hammer shots. And I only do a D8 plus 3.
Well, I mean, you also, like, that's one thing that makes clerics ridiculous, is having 2 blesses up at the same time. It's ridiculous.
I didn't use my second inspiration that you gave me.
Oh well,
Bummer.
it's gone.
I did have a lesson inspiration at the same
Yeah.
time, and that was like the best thing.
Yeah, it means
Ever.
you can't miss.
Exactly.
Pass
I'll
without
have you
trace
back
is
in-
clutch, by the way.
Yeah.
Pass without a trace is very,
That
very
is
good.
clutch, especially for me. Cedric is very loud.
Yeah.
You should just get.
I'm gonna be
stuff
wasting-
of in kind like
Stuff
what
crap.
Thrice did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
One.
wasting almost every single
I still
stealth
fail.
thing that
A
I have
barbarian
on you.
proficient in stealth.
I still fail though.
Oof.
Well, like, she's playing, like I said, I'm not going to get into all the details, but Amy just said she didn't want to play a normal barbarian, so she's building
A
intelligence.
smarter character.
An intelligence barbarian, which is always fun,
Mhm.
playing something that's against the norm.
Mm, yeah. It's
A
really
barbarian that
fun.
can actually read and think is actually a pretty unique thing just to start out with.
Scary. He can hit us hard and he knows our attack strategies.
It's a barbarian with a PhD. Shit.
But yeah, no, I think it's just gonna go better and better as time goes on.
Like I said, my goal is week to week just improve and get better in everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like we've already, as players, this campaign have gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Everyone has.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all the questions I had. Unless you guys had some more for each other, or for the DM, or anybody else.
Not really.
No.
It was pretty straightforward. We killed some shit. Got into some stuff we didn't really need to.
Some of us almost got killed.
Some of us almost got killed.
Multiple times.
Sager got to try out his new spells, which was pretty cool. A couple people almost died. We met an orc who was weird. Still don't know his name. When Sager, oh, never mind. It won't matter. Out of character, when he says his name, I'm gonna piss my pants laughing. Again. I'm gonna do it again.
Barack.
His name is Barack! Yeah.
Is it spelled B-A-R-A-C-K?
No.
Dang it.
Is
B-A-R-O-K.
it B-A-R-A?
Okay.
Okay. That's disappointing. What, did he come up with that name himself?
He's just like, hey, I don't know many orc names, and so we just sat down and me and him just wrote out a few.
And he
there was,
picked
like,
Obama?
5 or 6, and he's just like, I like the second one. I'm like, Barack, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, sounds good.
He probably heard it in his head differently than
Same
we
with
all
me.
did.
I didn't think of
Yeah.
Barack Obama either. I was just like,
Oh
okay,
my
Barack sounds
God.
good. So
Can
we
it be
did that for
canon
his
that, like,
character.
because he doesn't really roleplay, like his voice? I mean, I could tell he was trying to do it a little bit.
Yeah. Jacob came into this. He said that he's wanting to do, a bit more than just what he normally did
Yeah,
with
I mean,
campaign 1, which was
very
hit
few
everything.
people last campaign tried voices.
I
did.
attempted and that failed.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
I still don't.
yeah, Liam was the only one who did it really well.
You were
Yeah.
determined to, and then gave up.
I had no idea what to do for my voice,
Yeah,
so I just
exactly.
didn't.
I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I
No,
like
that's
what
your
I like what I'm
talking
doing, and it
if you're
works.
looking to
I
have
think.
a voice.
I mean, you guys say it works, so I'm
To
sticking.
be
with
fair, Cedric's
No,
voice
it
is
does.
fucking amazing.
I'm sticking with it.
Is Kelsian going to be picking up a voice anytime down the road?
I noticed that he already does,
So-
like a bit of an accent.
He will.
Oh,
I'm
Kelsion,
working on
not that, I'm sorry.
I'm working on picking up a voice
Yeah,
for
no, I-
Kelsion,
Mhm.
but due to things out of game and out of D&D, the voice will end up changing like in a year, 6 months to a year, for
Okay.
other reasons.
Sure thing.
My brain is
And then
incredibly
same
smooth.
Sokka, are you planning on attempting to pick it back up? Because you
I
were doing
will.
well. You were teaching yourself.
I know. I will. It's such a. It's so bold compared to like
Okay.
regular.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
And like the first time I tried it, I'm literally getting up here talking in a shitty New York Boston accent, and I'm totally fine with it.
I don't even
I-
know what type
when I
of
first
accent
did
that
it,
is.
Yeah.
When I first did it, I was so nervous. But as soon as I started speaking more in it, and I realized you guys are digging it, it was just
It
now-
just flowed.
it's just
It was
easy now.
Way easier.
because I enjoy doing it, and I think that especially for
Yeah.
the people who are going to be doing it, just let it it's a little.
Yeah.
It'll be weird at first, and as soon as you like get into it, you'll enjoy it.
I felt a bit nervous when I was first doing voices in campaign 1, but I realized that it helped flesh out characters
Yeah.
and gave them their characteristics.
And now we have Jesse.
Yeah, I think part of the reason you guys love Jesse is just that southern drawl alone.
Voice.
Oh, hello there.
I love Jesse. I hope if he's. I hope we don't have to kill him.
We gotta take another arm though.
Gonna feel real dirty when at level 16 you wake up and he's like slowly, shakily having a dagger over
This
Cedric's
won't
head.
hurt a bit. The sedatives are slow too.
Sokka will just cover your eyes and then stab him multiple times. It'll be fine.
Attempt to stab him because he has the turtle shell.
Imagine having Jessa die as your sleep paralysis demon.
He starts crawling up to you, but it's super slow.
One arm, he's dragging the other half of his shell.
Oh
across
god,
the ground.
that's horrible.
I'm gonna make a D&D character that's a fucking sloth person. It's gonna be great.
There are several NPCs I cannot wait to introduce you guys to. several different parts. Like we are just getting into this. This will be a long campaign, but I'm
I'm
so
still-
excited.
Who's gonna be the next Desmond?
I was gonna say I'm waiting for an Esmond.
No, we're not doing that
There-
again.
No, there's no more Desmond. His line has died out.
Thank you.
Big
No,
sad.
I was said Esmond because like
I
they all
thought
have the
Esmond,
names.
I know.
After what, 33 years, his lines died out?
Mhm.
I don't believe
Is
it.
there so how far is our island from
Nokayo.
from
Nokayo is 3 different islands. You're on Totarum specifically.
but like from what was the name of the island last campaign?
that was not an island. Those are continents.
Yeah, we continent jumped
Yeah.
a lot.
What's the name of the continent?
So you guys started out in Amalak, which is the eastern continent of the Core 4.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
Nokayo is one of the core 4, correct?
Nilkayo is not one of the Core 4.
Oh.
Core 4 is Alteria. I'm not going to guess at the southern name, but right now it does not come to me. It is... Oh, so yeah, Alteria is the west continent that contains Land of the Humans, dwarves, Faraskar,
Mhm.
elves, orcs, dragonborn. Amalak
So that's where we
is
fought,
where
correct?
you guys... no.
in campaign 1.
No. Amalak is where you guys started.
Okay.
And then you went north to Shadona.
Shadona.
That was the land
okay.
of the Drow. That was
Yeah.
the land of the Duragar. That was the land of
Yes.
the Furbolg. And
Okay.
you guys only stayed within Shadona and really only traveled the north side of it.
Mhm.
Land of the Krabby Queen.
You guys Ithalian hopped quite a bit. You
How
guys
long's the journey?
teleported down south.
It was about a month.
What do you mean?
Wasn't the trip from, Farskar to
Nokayo?
Nilkai supposed to be about a month
A little bit over a month.
before it got interrupted?
But from Faraskar, you head west and southwest is where you find Nilkayo.
Mhm. Okay. So
And then from the Core 4, if you head northwest, there is Arketh, that continent.
Okay.
And then if you head southeast, you hit Roll High.
Okay.
And then there's larger isles that are seen not quite as continents, but as their own dignified place. So from Alteria, there's the Icebite Isles, or the Icebite Islands, and then the Steelstone Isles are near Shadona.
this campaign we have to take a journey. We have to.
To where?
You know where.
No.
We're not.
We have
We're
to.
not.
No.
I'm
Wait, what are we
pretty
talking
sure
about?
I know where you're thinking, and we won't be.
We have to.
They won't even let us in.
That's why we teleport.
Who's gonna teleport us?
They're not gonna turn down Sadric.
I'm pretty sure they
If
would.
you guys teleport yourselves into, I think it was the Stark Citadel, the offshoot of the Immortal Spire
Nope.
in Marissos.
Nope.
Again.
Nope.
Yeah, and just do it like the last team did. You guys will probably just be murdered.
We have him.
File down the horns. Hide the tail. I might pass.
I will pass. I am baby.
Yeah, the purple skin.
It's dark enough. I'll wear a hood.
Okay.
Kelsion walks up in blackface.
Hello, I am Drow. There are 3 of me. We are all Drow. Please let us in.
We are you people.
Let's not, please.
No, you will find that, oh man, if you're wanting Goofy, like any of the Esmonds, for shopkeep, off the top of my head, there is probably going to be 2 different ones that will fill that gap.
We
that
have
you
to
need.
find them.
No.
Yes.
I don't think.
No,
We've
they
ever-
are not
In
weird.
Nokai.
They are not weird like that. They are just the Goofy characters you guys have loved.
Mm-hmm.
So
See, I think we need to find them because there's a couple items that I want to get, but I want to bet they can only be sold by those 2 guys.
I don't think
I want the
we've ever
gloves.
explained to the audience.
Sadric
No.
needs
Whoever's
the
listening,
gloves.
No.
what the heck?
No.
Sorry.
Sadric with the gloves would be so good.
No.
No.
there's no one like Esmond that will
No.
exist.
We're not doing that this
Don't-
campaign. We're not doing the
We
potions.
don't
We're
need
not
the
doing
gloves. We
gloves.
don't need the ring.
We don't need the glove
anything that
potions.
What about the
says-
choker?
No.
I think Bite has that still.
He does. Does he
Yes.
still says? Does he? He just still wears it,
I
right?
think he constantly wears it. Yeah.
I don't know if he wears it anymore.
One of the greatest politicians in history just wears a choker.
He's a general.
Aw, we always knew he would.
Caiaphas go walk. That's all he does.
Yeah, he's one character.
He explore. All right. Well,
That was that ended weirdly, but I think this is a good place to end, guys.
yeah.
Alright, yeah. Capping.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
I'm gonna go.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
See you next
Bye.
session.
Bye.